So, Sweta, we know that as a career coach, both of us, we tell our clients, customize your resume for every job you are applying. Make sure that you have the keywords, make sure you have your accomplishment, make sure that it's easy to read, because we know that recruiters might have 6 to 7 seconds to make a decision. Do I want to speak with this person or not? So in your experience as a resume strategist, what tips you can give in 2024 that will distinguish other resumes when they're applying?
Absolutely. And it may depend on the type of role and industry that you're applying for. There's no, again, one size fits all for everybody. The first step is to understand the hiring tools they're using it, right?
Yeah.
And it helps you a lot to understand how they're recruiting for the talent like you. Look at the 10 job descriptions. If you want to go for the public sector, look at the 10 job descriptions in your niche where you are clearly qualifying yourself. And what I hate to see is shooting the shots, because you can do all you want. But again, what happens is when you're not customizing to the employer's need, you're going to have that self-doubt. So first is having that clarity.
Yeah.
Right? Before you even start writing a resume, you need to be qualified, and that could come in from back home. Let's say you've just moved into the Canada, the title might have been inflated back home. I've
Yes.
seen a lot of immigrants, they're doing 4 or 5 jobs. But in Canada, maybe that's listed as one responsibility and you are known as expert. So it's not that you can do 4 different kind of jobs. Canadian employers are looking for that one expert person, and just talk about that in your resume. That's what I'd like to see in 2023, job seekers practicing it. Remember, if you're talking to everybody, you're not talking to anybody,
Yeah.
because that's a personal branding for you.
Yes.
Now, the second strategy is going around and not only writing for the human, we're going to be writing in for applicant tracking system. Now, it's not to say I'm not going to go and sit down and say, well, everyone's rejecting your resume, no one's looking at it. Personally, coming from the hiring background, I would have a talent acquisition team that I business partner. Then I trust them. So
Yes.
they're the one who's going to go with my checklist that I've given it to them. That would be related with the soft skills and the high skills as a priority, and the tools. Understand that requirement from the hiring manager's job descriptions. Now, keep in mind, in a lot of large companies, this job description might be outdated. It's possible that hiring managers did not write that job descriptions, right?
Yes.
Sometimes it could be a wish list as well, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's not. It's mandatory requirement. That's why you need to understand the keyword in the job
Mhm.
description. Specifically, are you meeting the compliance, especially in the public sector?
Yes.
And if you're not, then maybe networking is the key. But again, you have to meet the requirement for 2024, because employers are looking for that hard skills. You
Mhm.
can break your head against it,
Mhm.
but respect the hiring manager's decisions on it. And I'm speaking from the hiring manager's perspective.
Yeah.
The last thing, the third thing that I want to say is, as a job seeker, it's not only about resume. It's about having them hello within 10 seconds. Like you said, I know the latter did the study, which is recruiters are scanning with their eye tracking
Yeah.
because they tracked with the eye tracker, and less than 7.4, they decided that whether you're going to get the interview or not, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a first scanning. You have to make it.
Mhm.
And then later on, as a hiring manager, when I get that, I'd be scanning in less than 10 seconds and then put it on a different file. And maybe I'll give you 1 to 2 minutes later on as well. So you're not only writing for recruiters, guess what? You're writing for the machine for knockout questions. This is where you get rejected, right? That's how the ATSs are built in. And you're also writing for the human eyes.
Mhm.
It's not about being pretty on a resume. It's about having the right skills. Don't waste the time in putting it up. All
Yeah.
right, no makeup for a resume. Formatting done right would be perfect for the trends that you're thinking of 2024, but I'd like to see more skills-based resume.
Mhm.
Ditch the wording detail-oriented, result-oriented. That does not add any value, but show me the data, how you did
Yeah.
it, using the CAR model, which is context, accent, and then what did you do? The result of it.
Yeah.
If you follow that framework, the data comes in handy, and that's something I'm looking at it in 2024 personally as a hiring manager.
Those are great tips. Thank you. But what about the first part? Do you think that they should include qualification summary and a separate skill set, or it all depends?
It all depends. So, like, when people are a fresher, the qualifications, the recruiting, I've talked to the recruiting people in the campus recruiting industry. They really like to see the qualification on top for recent grad, right? Because they don't have any experience. On top is the co-op and project and everything, because that's a validity for them. Every recruiter is different. And this is why one size does not fit all.
Yeah.
You could go around and talk to 10 different recruiters and they have different answers on their resume.
Yeah.
My concerning is if you start, if job seekers are going to start listening to everybody, including me and you, they're going to get more confused.
Yes.
It's like one person says this, one person doesn't say it, right? As long as, let's go back to the basic, as long as you are qualified, right?
Yeah.
And you know how do you read the job descriptions and you know how to brag about yourself with the data-driven bullet point, and you know that you are the qualified one, you're extremely clear, your niche is really clear for you.
Yeah.
On top, go with it, not the objective statement, career summary. It's all about the job description, not what you did back home.
Yeah.
4 different jobs, one job you're applying for. Go for it, add the hard skills on it, list out the bullets to stand out, bold it a little bit for formatting purpose, and go along with the job title that you match right there from the job description. And sometimes it can be customized accordingly. This is where you need to have a strategy. Your back home job title might not be directly related with that, but you can put the strategy in there as well. So that way you end up in an applicant tracking system or in future Boolean search as well in the recruiting tool. So the first thing is, where do they post? What recruiter tools if they're using it? And how do you strategize for human eyes and the ATS tracking system as well?
Those are great tips, Sweta. Thank you very much. Again, for the audience watching or listening, if you have any more tips, you can leave them below. So tune in next time for another great question with Sweta.